In this lesson, I will show you how to set up a custom project. To do this, you will need the custom project that you received from us as a part of the course. You can find the download link below this video on AI Lab course websites. The project will be divided into 6 so-called tasks, and we will go through one by one. The first task will be build, in which we will build our strategies. We'll work with the S&P 500 market and add the SPY subchart to it. We built on in-sample data from 1990 to the end of 2016. We filter the strategies according to a profit factor greater than 1.2, and at the same time, they must have more than 100 trades in the in-sample data and more than 30 trades in the out-of-sample data. We test all strategies that pass this filter on unseen data, again on the S&P 500 plus SPY markets, but this time in the period from 2017 to 2025. We sort by profit factor greater than 1.2. Strategies that pass this test will be further tested on the additional markets, where the first one will be Dow Jones and then DIA. Here, too, we filter by profit factor greater than 1.2. The next test will be conducted on the Nasdaq 100 plus subchart QQQ for the entire history from 1993 to 2025. Again, we will filter strategies with a profit factor greater than 1.2. Strategies that pass this test will be further tested on the S&P Mid Cap 400 plus SPY for the period 1991 until 2025. Again, we sort by profit factor greater than 1.2. Finally, we will retest the strategies on the S&P 500 plus SPY markets for the entire history from 1990 to 2025. And this time we filter by profit factor greater than 1.3. And the win percentage must be higher than 50%. This is a basic overview of the project. Now I will show you how to set it up directly in StrategyQuant. Open StrategyQuant and go to Custom Project section on the left side. Load the project you received as a part of this course using the Open Existing Project button. Find the project, select it, and its settings will be displayed right after opening. In the left panel, you can now see the individual tasks that we introduced in the slideshow. Build strategies, out-of-sample test, 3 tests on additional markets, and finally the final test. In the Build Strategies task, click on Full Settings and check the strategy from Template option. Then click on Browse and load the template we created in AlgoWizard in the previous lesson. This completes the strategy template. In the Data tab, we can see that we are building on the S&P 500 market and using filters that correspond to the conditions from the presentation. The next step is the out-of-sample test, which will again be performed on the S&P 500 with a profit factor greater than 1.2. This will be followed by tests on additional markets. First, Dow Jones plus profit factor greater than 1.2. Then Nasdaq 100 plus QQQ, and final S&P Mid Cap 400 plus SPY. And at the end, the final test will again be performed on the S&P 500 plus SPY market, where we will filter by profit factor greater than 1.3, and win rate must be higher than 50%. This completes the setup of the entire custom project. Click on the first task, Build Strategies, and press the Start button in the Progress tab to start building the strategies. The actual building process may of course take several hours, it depends on your computer. And once all tasks are complete, we will evaluate the resulting strategies and perform several robustness tests. So after the build is complete, you can see which strategies were created. The visual tab displays a visual overview showing how the strategies passed through the individual filters. At the beginning, we had approximately 1,000 strategies in the basic data bank, and after applying all the filters, 735 of the best remained. These final strategies can be found in the final data bank here at the bottom. Now, I select them all and choose Save. Save to SQX format. I select a folder, for example, Build Strategies, and click on Save to save them. And that's it for this lesson. In the following one, I will go through these strategies as part of robustness tests. If you like this video and you don't want to miss any news, please give us a like and follow, and see you next time.